Good morning, holy brothers! Thank you so much for joining us on our pathway to peace inside the Garden of Peace. If you're following along, we're on page 339, and today's lesson is going to be called Prime Preparation. Here we go. Always important before you set out on the journey to have everything you need for that voyage, because if not, you're going to be up a creek or up a mountain or down a valley, wherever it might be. And here we go, back into the things of dividends that pay when you have proper family purity. We talked about rejuvenation, the fact that everything gets renewed and refreshed when you have some abstinence, when you have some pause, when you're able to hit play again and reset, it gets extremely more exciting, yeah? Rather than getting old, stale, boring. So that is a great thing that the Torah has. Even though people think they want all the time, if you have too much of it, it becomes a problem, it becomes painful, it becomes distasteful, and something that you eventually loathe and hate. We talked about ice cream last time. I could have a great craving for it, and then I eat it, and then you want more, and then you want more, and all of a sudden, the whole tub is finished. And then the next morning, can't get up off the toilet. Or it's turning, and then you're aggravated, and then you get sick of it, and then you don't want to touch it for a long time. But if you have little bits at a time, or you don't have it every day, and you see it in the freezer again.
I used to
Louder?
I used to love pizza.
Pizza
was my favorite back in the day. My favorite. So in my college years, I lived in Cleveland, and I worked at the most popular pizzeria in Cleveland. And I worked there day in, day out in the pizza room. So many pizzas. Eventually, I had a dream that pizzas were chasing me. And
he's running away from the pizzas.
They became my favorite food to this. Okay, I could have it here and there. That's it. And then that's it. Too much of anything.
Anything physical.
Except spiritual, you get sick of it. You can never have too many good deeds. You can never have too many Torah. You can't have too much praying. Just,
Whole different ball game, different level. Okay, excellent. Thank you for sharing. So don't buy this man pizza. Okay, children. Children born within the context of family purity are going to be ingrainedly sweet, well-adjusted. And those born from a mother that did not immerse properly in a mikvah or didn't keep family purity laws are much more, by definition, genetically more rebellious and insolent. It doesn't mean that bad kids can't be good and good kids can't be bad. But it means what is going to be the challenge for them to overcome? What are they going to have that has more of a midah, a character trait? Everybody has things inside them that they have to overcome. So why give people more challenges than they need to help them be better people in the long run? So you want your kids to be good, then you be good. And by definition, inherently, they will be much better. Livelihood, money, moolah, mammon. Observing the family laws of purity is conducive to a good income. Somebody who toils every day and is learning and is being good to their wife and is studying Torah and is doing everything that they could and they still have problems getting money, have to look at themselves in regard to purity. If they are looking at things they shouldn't or doing things that they shouldn't, it is going to be restricting and conflicting against their income, and they're going to be suffering themselves because of it. Those couples that fail to observe the laws of family purity frequently are going to suffer debt and financial difficulty. So take a good hard look at yourself, at myself, at everybody, and if there's something that is not right in that realm, you can be getting so much more beautiful bounty coming your way. Whatever level, whatever aspect you're on, see how can I be better in this regard to get more money flowing my way. Super simple, but extremely, extremely important. The main prime preparation. The main and most important preparation for marriage is what? What do you have to do for anything you want to succeed at in life? Prepare, and if you can't do it yourself, who do we got to call to?
Rabbi, friend.
Who else do we got to call to when we need help?
God.
Yeah, the big man upstairs Whatever it is, before you venture out on your voyage, make sure you have proper preparation in prayer. The more you pray about it, the more you'll understand inherently yourself, but the more connected you get to God, who will give you every single thing you need. A person who's contemplating marriage should have an entire savings plan of prayers. You gotta load up. Not taking a single detail for granted. He should pray too. Find the right match for all the preparations before the wedding. Everything that he'll need for the wedding. One should pray for peace in his home, even before he has that home, so he can have it stored up in his bank when he needs it. Pray for emotional health. Pray for physical health. Pray for successful children. Pray for healthy children. For adequate income. To have upright influences of neighbors all around him. Leave no prayer stone unturned.
It's true, because a few days ago, right, it was like,
a little louder.
A few days ago, everything was going great, and then I'm at work, and around evening time, my wife gets home with the kids, and sometimes you could tell something's already off when you talk to your wife, and you're just like,
it's not right, exactly.
Like, you hear a kid screaming, she's like, I gotta go, and I'm like, okay. So I don't like when that happens to me, like when people are like, all right, I gotta go, like as if I did something to them. So I said, okay, no problem, hang up, and then I said, okay, I know where this usually takes off. Usually it starts steering in the wrong way. So let me just reach out to the big guy above and say, Hashem, every time I get affected here. So the Yetzirah comes, and I know this is you telling me it's coming. It's happening today.
The weasel is away.
That's it. Because I asked him, I said, please just help me prepare for this in the future. Like, let me know when he's coming. And this was it.
Wow.
And on my way home, I'm like talking to Hashem. I'm like, things get blown out of the way. Just help me be there for my wife. Right now she's stressed. Everything is crazy. She'll find everything annoying. Let me just ease her up. So I come home. And I could see mess everywhere. The kid fell off the chair. And I'm just like, all right, what can I do? I start doing everything. And then after the end of it, I could see she's like, by the way, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have hung up on you that way. She's like, can I make you some food?
Wow.
I was like, what just happened? This was like really
complete 180.
Usually it's like, and like ever since then, it's been like pretty good. Baruch Hashem, things good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Big guy helps.
If you want smooth sailing, just ask the guy in charge of the weather. It's not the weatherman on TV, dude.
Especially, you don't want to spiral out. Like that moment that you realize
that's your opportunity for success or crazy failure.
Yeah, especially if you start thinking about it, like, how could she do this? What did I do? It's not me. It's the kids. Like, I understand why does she have to hang up like that? Why not just say, let me call you back? Like, But no, you just understand that Hashem created them like in this way.
And what am I supposed to do?
How am I supposed to react?
Yes.
Weigh it on the scales. If you react in your normal manner, how does Hashem feel about you? How's he going to like that?
And what's going to happen to her?
And what's going to happen to her? What good is going to come out of it? But if you react like Hashem would react, no, everything is going to be fine. If you need that extra juice, ask him, and he'll give it to you.
Always think what consequences are going to become from my actions. Yes. Don't get caught up in your arrogance. Don't get up in your selfishness of, I have to be right, she's completely wrong. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. Okay. The point is that you're being tested right now. What is the result going to be from this?
Exactly. Like, you gotta, like, the way I look at it is the way you taught at the beginning. Like, basically, Hashem gave you somebody to live with who, let's say you didn't live with, you'd have to go out in the world and look to do all these mitzvot to help. But here, somebody who's literally suffering from whatever, emotional suffering, I guess you can say, from stress, this, and now you have to be there for it. That's your mitzvah. Like, you have to be there.
Your job right now.
Like, you have to humble yourself and completely make yourself a nothing. And and it hit me, like, Hashem basically wants to see if you can be a nothing to your wife, then you can be a nothing to me. Because it's easy to say, oh, I want to be a nothing, like Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm a nothing. But can you really do it?
Right.
Do it for your wife, and then I could see if you can really do it. And then that's really what Hashem is giving your wife for. You have to put yourself last. Like completely Just for her.
Yeah.
She is number one. That's it. There's nothing that can be above her. At least in her eyes, she has to feel like she's number one, and that's what she does.
In your heart.
In my heart, yeah.
Because if you don't really believe it, eventually it's going to come out.
And you have to pray for that too. You have to pray
100%.
like, Hashem, like, please, I want to make her feel number one. I want her to feel like she's number one.
So when I do get that test,
like
I'm able to pass it.
And it's, Hashem, this class has been a big blessing.
And that's what prayer preparation is exactly about. Exactly. Perfect, appropriate story. The more prayers are accumulated, the better the chances of success you're going to have in marriage and in life, but specifically this way. A single person would do himself an enormous favor by setting aside an hour a day of personal prayer, especially in asking Hashem, God, to send him his soulmate, proper, appropriate, and helpful for him. Each prayer that he does creates a mighty angel that assists a person at some point in his life. When a groom has prayed extensively before the wedding, all these angels will going to be there, standing with him under the marriage canopy. He'll be surrounded in that chuppah, and also nothing invokes divine assistance like prayer itself. You want the best blessings, you want the most protection possible, then all we have to do is ask for it, but sincerely and honestly. A basic principle of Emunah is that a person's life is determined by the heavenly court upstairs. When a person's prayers prior to marriage precede all the severe judgments, then those prayers will be the blueprint for the couple's future. What kind of castle and mansion are going to be built? You have to look inside and see what's there in order for them to follow those directions, what's going to be built, rather than severe judgments dictating their future. As such, with prayer, a person can literally design his own home, will design his own future, and lay out the path that is going to be before him. On the other hand, when a person begins to pray after a need arises, all you're trying to do is damage control. It is so much harder to plug that up once it is already, when a tornado comes through the town and is ripping everything up off. The houses are flying, the fences are flying, the animals are flying, everything is already in the air. Then to pray where everything is going to land so it doesn't get damaged and broken, it's crazy. You pray that a tornado shouldn't come through your town. Or even if a tornado is developing, pray that it goes in a different direction or dissolves completely. It's so much easier beforehand to make things golden and good than rather you have a fight or rather you get into trouble. Because once she's mad, that can last forever. These things some people never let go of. Just because you said a wrong word that you didn't even mean that came out of your mouth. You have a tongue, you have teeth, you have lips to guard and keep things closed. Just don't let it fly out. Think before you speak, and especially what you're going to do before you act. So a person begins to pray after that arises. He must contend with a complicated set of severe judgments and situations. It's so much more difficult to rescind a severe judgment that has already been manifest itself in the world than it is to cancel that before it does manifest, before it does come to reality, before it comes down into this timeline. That's why preemptive prayer and daily personal prayer are so strictly, severely important. Every day we should be praying to God. We know this. We have to be thanking, we have to be asking for forgiveness, and we have to be requesting what we want. So if you do that every day, and especially you're doing it about marriage, you're going to have such a peaceful, blissful home, because He is going to help you throughout the day in every single way, no matter where you are and what you're doing. Bring Him into your life. Open up your ears, your eyes, your minds, so that it can control your mouth and your actions to only act in positive, amazingly, influentially positive purposes for your family as well. And have an awesome, deliciously amazing rest of your day.